Our first term was very, very difficult. I can remember nights and mornings we spent in control of budgets, trying to argue out a case. How about 100 people would want 1 billion?
And we insisted that this money had come to the grassroots so that it could benefit the larger population.
It has proved beyond reasonable doubt, Mr. Speaker, that the executive are our enemies.
So vicious was the scramble for resources, it nearly cost the governor his life.
Ikiwa watu wamefika mahali pa kupigana risasi, hao watu wanaweza kufanya kazi pamoja.
He gave up the fight and sought the dissolution of the county government.
It was a gamble, but really I reached a point where I could not pretend to be working when it was not possible.
The conflicts that there is resources, power, and it's power to steal, nothing else. It's true.
The MCAs thought that it was not possible for a governor to give up a position and or to want to expose himself to another election.
And for Makueni, devolution seemed dead on arrival. As the other 46 counties struggled to find their footing, this county simply didn't take off. Until 3 years later, when the MCA stalemate was unlocked, that Makueni's industries and projects sprang up. With the cooperation of the MCAs, this $500 million fruit processing plant was launched in June last year. 12,000 farmers, including John Maundu, now have a market for their produce. Previously, they were at the mercy of brokers.
Our farmers were experiencing post-harvest losses between 30 to 40%.
Maana watakuja kusema ni shilingi ngapi? Hiyo ni tuseme shilingi 5 anachukua hivi. Wanakuwa conmen, unaona wanaweka na mnaina, wengine ni walevi, wanachukua hata anaweza kuchukua ine namna hiyo.
We buy them at 15 shillings a kilo. So this idea of brokers buying for 3 shillings is no more.
The value for our mangoes now is 3 billion. It's above 3 billion.
This factory in Kikambala is scheduled to process at least 2,100 metric tons of Makueni's mangoes this season.
With 2,100 metric tons, that is almost 4,000 drums. And 1 drum here has a capacity of 205 liters. And it ranges between 65 shillings to 75 shillings a liter.
Each of these drums of mango puree fetches over 14,000 shillings. 4,000 drums will translate to close to 60 million shillings.
This is pure mango, no additive, nothing. And whatever we put in the drums can have a lifespan of 18 months. So that also gives us time to even look for the best markets for our produce.
Expansion plans are also underway to process oranges, avocados, tomatoes and watermelons from the county. Dairy farmers are also reaping the cream of the Makueni County revival. The stalled Kikima dairy plant, built back in 1979, was relaunched last month and is now processing their milk for supermarkets.
We want to have yogurt from Kikima. We want to have mala. Okay? We want to have possibly even butter. Because the milk we are selling right now is whole milk. There's actually no fat that has been removed. And if you taste it, it's actually very tasty. And when you look at the supermarket, it's going like a hot cake. The price is competitive and friendly.
The plant currently processes nearly 7,000 liters of milk daily, 300 of which comes from Malika's farm. Like many farmers here, he believes this county described as dry can be a trailblazer.
Mahali ambapo kumekauka kabisa, pia kunaweza kuwa maziwa mingi sana. Nimetembea sana ulimwengu. Mahali nilienda nikakuta zinatoa maziwa sana. Nilienda kuzikuta Israeli na ni desert. Mkulima wa Afrika, huku kwetu Afrika, yule ambaye ametoa maziwa mingi 64 liters per 1 cow per day. Anaitwa chalo. Ni hapa Machakos, panaitwa Chemutheke. Dry.
Drought has been Makueni's second nature, but that too is changing.
Some of the highlights of the Vision 25, the bottom line is water. We want to see a county where households at least have 20,000 liters of water. And that's why I came up with the merry-go-rounds for tanks. We call it Zangulea Matangi, merry-go-round for tanks. So we give them a seed tank. It's like out of 600 tanks we've given, worth about 10 million. Groups have bought 6,000 tanks.
Public participation is taking root in Makueni's governance structure. Each village, for instance, determines how to spend its allocation of the county's development funds.
And we don't change their decision, so we just write checks. So we have that system of, if you wish, people's administration.
It's the best approach actually for government development, because ukifanyia watu bila kuwa involved, they will not take it as their project. Like this one, we are constructing here. Once it is finished, we shall never allow anybody to tamper with it. We got to mechoka naye. We have worked for it, so we own it.
And realizing that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation, the county is undertaking to foot the health bills of Makueni's 200,000 households through the Universal Healthcare Program.
Like when you come to Makueni Level 4 hospital, you do not pay for any treatment. We
asked ourselves, those who previously paid, how much did they pay? So we saw that they paid roughly 100 million shillings. So we said, let us approximate that when the services are free meaning that the county government will pay for them, then the 150 million will be able to cater for an influx to our facilities.
With a 500 shilling registration fee, Caroline Kioko's family is now relieved of near impossible bills following her lengthy illness.
Walienda wakapata niko na internal obstruction. Kusema wakati nilikatwa appendix mara ya kwanza, ikawa wameendafia na kitovu.
Ugonjwa sio kitu ya kuchezea. Tuko na bahati kubwa sana. Hivyo gavana wetu ametusaidia.
It is not a very difficult thing to do. And even Makueni, when you look at the money that we spend on health, is not one of the counties which spends the most money. But it is how you apply that money prudently.
The hospital is also manufacturing oxygen for its patients and is distributing more to other hospitals in the county.
With the cash crunch issue that faces so many counties, how do you beat the money challenge?
You see, for us, we notice that if you have a good show going, money will not necessarily be the problem. There are very many development partners who want to invest where they will show results.
Impressed with his management, the electorate resoundingly voted Kibwana back and sent home all but one MCA. In his second and final term, Professor Kivutha Kibwana, who earned himself the title the People's Governor, aims to reduce poverty levels from the current 64% to at least 50%. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen TV, Makueni.